Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and today I've got out the little journal that we made the other day. If you haven't seen that video, there's a video from start to finish on how I made this using sewing pattern paper and some odd bits of fabric, a little metal doodah. So let's do 3 pages and get some of the ancestors out of the tin. So I've chosen a few, well 3, let's just move them over there, and yeah, I've got some in the pocket here that I'm going to do next, but I've got my three chosen ones picked out and some bits and bobs that we will get started on, and I'm just going to collage them up each time. I can't put names on them because I don't know quite who they are. Some of them I think I recognise, but yeah. So I thought for this first one we would start by just covering up the plainness of this page with some of this faux old book. It's not book, it's like a, I don't know, it looks like an order sheet for something, or an order, I don't know. This is a photograph that I've chosen for my first page. I think I showed you this in the video when I made the journal. So yeah, and I feel sure that that's my grandpa. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my grandpa. So I've got some bits and bobs here. I've got this, which has been cut out from scrapbook paper. Now the photograph is too small, but I'm happy with that because that means I can see this original decal edge. So I'm just going to put it against this straight edge. It must have been cut off at some point. So let's just play around and see where things land. So maybe that. I've got this piece of, I think this might be a Tim Holtz piece, I'm not sure. Yeah, I've got a clock because I thought it might be nice because time has passed, and yeah, why not have a wee clock just to show that, you know, Father Time has given us this photograph. I've stamped out some words. I've got my Forebears had style, because look at those jodhpurs. Wait till I hold this photograph up for you. Look at those. I don't know, I don't think they are jodhpurs. They're like +4s or whatever you would call them. And look at those shoes. They look like leather brogues. And then he had a fancy belt on, and look at that. Is that a tammy? Looks like a tammy. And a nice watch. And he maybe had armbands on as well, because that looks like that shirt's been held up with an armband. So he really is in full gear. Anyway, so that's what I've put. My Forebears had style, and I've stamped that out just using a little stamp set that I got cheap. I think this one was from Hobbycraft. I'm not sure, it was either Hobbycraft or Amazon. And yeah, so let's get that. Oh, I've named this, I think, maybe as a wee finishing touch somewhere, just to pull everything together. So let's get things down. That's the thing. Right, I've got my sticky magazine and my glue stick. Ooh. So we'll just get this, oops. And it just fits the page. Just I want still to see my stitching down the side there. Okay, that's fine. Right, so what was next? This about there. Trunks and travelling bags. Repair. Taunton, repair trunks. Parasols and umbrellas. Reticules. Reticules? I don't know what reticules are. Must Google that. Get the photograph down next. Now I know there's all sorts of rules about being acid free, not gluing photographs in. It's a little bit too far along, but this is a bit of fun for me because this book actually won't go anywhere. I have no one that would want this book. So rather than leave them in a tin, I'm just going to have fun with them, stick them in, have a look at them, make a nice book with them. Well, hopefully a nice book, because otherwise nothing's going to happen to them. So please don't scream down the tube at me for just gluing in an old photograph. Now, do we want one up a bit just to bring it together? Just to kind of, or do we want it down underneath? Or maybe at a slightly jaunty angle? Yeah, I quite like that. Or is it better straight? I quite like the top one straight and the bottom one. Yeah. Let me get my book. I don't want to have glue everywhere. There we are. So, a quick and easy. I was maybe going to ink around the edges of my words, but I quite like them standing out like that. I don't want to do too much inking because I inked round the inside of the frame a little bit, and I inked round this and this. I should have shown you. I used Vintage Photo and I just gave it a little bit of ink around the edge. So yeah, so that's the first page done. I think I'm quite happy with that. Do we need a little bit of, I've left this washi out. I don't see any bits that need washi in this one. There's not any standout straight lines. I know I've got a straight line here, but I don't want to cover up that nice building there at the back. So I'm happy that it doesn't need washi, this one. Happy with that. Right, and I think that's a nice opening page. Good, good. Right. let's see about this page. Just clip just the corner of that there. And we'll just get this down as well, keep them out the way. Okay, so for this page I've got this photograph. This is obviously a day at the beach. And I know that this person here is the same as the fella in the last photograph, so I think that must be my grandpa. And I know that just peeking round there, I think is my gran. So in that case, that wee girl there on my gran's knee is my mum. I feel sure that that's correct. So let's do this one. And I've got my bits here. So at the beach, I thought, obviously, at the beach. I've got this from a kiddie's book, which I thought was quite appropriate for the beach. And I've just got this, which is a Tim Holtz faux milk carton. I know that might seem a bit random, but I have memories of going with my grandpa and my mum and dad to a milk bar when we went away for the day to the beach. I remember going to a milk bar. I can't think where it might have been, but I do recall a big shed kind of thing. And I thought this was kind of like the sand. Use a wee bit of imagination there, and that's a bit sandy, much like this background here. And then just to add a little bit of waves, I thought that maybe there. What do you think? I think I'm okay with that. And then we'll put at the beach somewhere. We'll see where at the beach ends up. So we'll get this stuck down first. That was a wee doodle-doo from my pad. I should have switched it off. Oops, caught my nail there with the glue. Ew. It's about there. And this next. Another Collage photograph. It was definitely a thing. I wonder if it was a machine that they put them through, or if it was just somebody standing there cutting them out. No, it was probably a machine, eh? Right, now to stick this down, I think I'm probably going to use my, now I've got fabric, wait 2 secs, it's fabric glue, that's what I'm going to use. And it's going to be awkward because it's got a fold in it that I think maybe it would be easier to put the glue on the page. That would be better. What was I thinking? Right. And I don't mind if it kind of scrunchies up a bit. In fact, I think I'll do that. There. Now, do we want it? Yeah, I think I'll just turn it over to the edge on the other side there. There we are. And I think we'll just snip that off at the end there. That will all dry in because it's dried in before on something else I used it on, so I know that it does dry in. Let's just clip that little end bit off there. There we are. So we have at the beach. Maybe there, just bringing that all together, or there. I'm not sure that I like it chopping through his arm. I think I quite like that there. And then maybe we'll put some washi down there. I'll just use this other little. Yeah. Happy with that. Here we are. What do you think? Completely different from page 1, which is good. Do you know what? I'm going to put a wee bit washi temporarily over this gluey bit here, just to protect it. And I don't want it sticking to that, because if it stuck to that and then I was taking it apart, it would, the cover would tear. Oh, don't want that. Right, third one, let's see. We've got this photograph. Two little kiddies sitting on a doorstep, and I wish I could read. That looks like Gillies, G-I-L-Y-E-N, Gillen. They must be waiting outside a shop. Oh no, wait a minute. Bass, B-A-S-S, that's beer. Right, So they're sitting outside the pub. B-U-F-F-E-T, buffet. Right. So they're sitting outside somewhere. What's that say? No, that's just something else. I don't know what that is. So they've been it looks like they're eating, and that's what used to happen. You used to see kiddies. Well, I didn't, because I wasn't here at this time, but that was always the stories that you would hear, that you were given a packet of crisps or a sweetie to sit and eat on the doorstep while your mum and dad or whoever was in the pub, and you sat outside on the doorstep. Change days, indeed. Change days. Let me just clip that down. So that's what they're doing. So I've got doorstep bairns. Bairns are children. So doorstep bairns. And I've got some kiddies things. I've got this from a comic book or a kiddies book. And I've got these two cut from a children's book. So I was thinking that there and that there, and maybe this here somewhere. Something like that. And I've also got this plain card, which I think might just add a little bit of interest round the back there. Somewhere like that. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so let's just move them to the side for the moment, and this goes up this top corner. So we were out for brunch this morning. We were at the brunch club in Finniston on Old Dumbarton Road, and yeah, it was lovely. And then on the drive home, just not long after we had left the place that we were in, still in Finniston, we were sitting at traffic lights at a Pelican Crossing, and this guy was two guys were standing waiting to cross, and Will, who's usually looking at his phone, well, he doesn't drive, I'm always the driver. I'm just wanting to measure it. I don't want to lose her. That's as far over as I can go there, and I still want to see the kiddies, and I still want to see a bit of the drum. So about there, just at the top of that person's head there. So yeah, so these two guys were waiting to cross the road at the Pelican Crossing, and Will's like, that's the guy from the Bluebells. I'm like, the Bluebells? He's like, yeah, Scottish band, quite famous. I'm like, all right. I says, well, tell me a song. Oh, Young at Heart. Oh dear, I'm making a mess here. Yes, that'll come off, that's fine. Young at Heart. I'm like, oh yes, I know that's a well-known song. So he was crossing the road, and his pal had a record under his arm. Like, you know how you don't really see records now, like albums, long players, because everybody uses Spotify and streaming services, whatever. But I just want to make sure I've got this in the right place. That's fine. So yeah, but he just looked like a pop star because he had like long, dark, loads of hair, longish hair, and his pal looked kind of pop starry as well. But anyway, under the guy's arm was a record and like I say, an album. And because we were right at the front of the traffic while they were passing, it was the Bluebells album. I was like, so we were two of us were killing ourselves laughing because they're walking along there with their own record under his arm. I don't know, maybe they were making an advert, or maybe they were getting secretly filmed or something, because why would you have your own record under your arm? Strange. The things you see in Glasgow, but I thought, oh, I'm surprised nobody's winding them up about that, kidding them on, because that's what tends to happen. People have a bit of patter and they would just shout at them if they spotted who it was. So on the way home, the rest of the journey, Will was Googling the Bluebells and telling me lots of stories about how he actually started writing songs for other people, and actually he's quite famous, not just for being in the Bluebells, but he wrote songs and he went to America and he got quite famous there. Yeah, so I was like, oh, right. Doorstep bairns. Now I think this needs a wee bit washing because I've got quite a few, mind you, do I have lines? Because that, I'm not sure if I've got lines or not. Just going to carefully get her fingers down. There we are. Don't want any missing fingers. Right, let's see. Let's try it out. Maybe a little bit there. No, I'm not convinced by that. Do you know what? I'm not sure at all about the washi. Now, do I have some orange washi? Let's see. No. I don't think this is the right colour. That's more yellow. Mind you, it's quite nice. It picks up the yellow from the drum there. Yeah, I quite like that actually, now that it's down. Picks up the blue from his t-shirt. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that was our celebrity spotting this morning. You quite often see people wandering about. We see the weather guy quite a lot. Guy that does the weather on the Scottish telly. But yeah, I wonder if this is dry. No. Oh, I might have known that would happen. I've taken off that. Never mind. It all adds to the shabby chic. Maybe I need now a little bit of that properly on down the bottom there. Why not? Oh, that's not right. Why shouldn't I messed with it? Yeah. I'm making it worse now. I definitely need a proper bit on there. Oh, oh, fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Right, it's just as well this is a big roll. Right, take your time. There's a nice piece. That's better. Now, because of that, we'll put another piece. We need another straight piece. Maybe just in the corner there. No. Maybe it'll just have to live with one piece. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't stand out too much. Just looks like a bit of washi stuck in a corner. That's what it looks like. Right, so yeah. Yeah, happy with them. And it follows through that bit. And there's a bit here. And that's got different, because it's a whole different style. Yeah, happy with them. So I've got these three picked out to do next. We'll see. I think maybe that's at the park somewhere. That looks like as if they're at a castle somewhere. I'm not sure. All right, there's my gran again. I just don't know who this is. This seems to be a bit random. She's holding something, but I can't see what it is. Maybe that tall, narrow one should go on that smaller page. Maybe we could put two on the one page. No, I don't want to start doing that. That needs to go on a bigger page. We'll need to find another. In fact, we'll put that one there. And then the two tall, narrow ones there and there for the next time, I think. Anyway, we'll put them back in the little pocket. Keep them safe. And yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. I've rambled a little bit today, but we got 3 pages done, which is pretty good, I think. And yeah, so that's me at, oh, it's only 35 minutes. I thought I was longer than that. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, and if you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.